know you have a question at the end. She always does. You got it. Today is a great day because we're validated yet again by a leader from Washington, D.C., a homegrown leader from Michigan, Senator Gary Peters. Thank you for coming to this jail to see what's going on, but also to get behind it, what you're going to want to hear. And our own Ignite graduate. This is a phenomenal story, a great testimony. You hear about all the success that Ignite has had and the fact that it's being duplicated around the country because it works. For decades, we've been asking the question, what reduces crime? What helps heal the black and white relationship? What allows jail staff and inmate population to coexist and be safe? What's going to stop the flow of violence in the street and slow down recidivism, the repeat crime? What's going to increase the ability for people to go into trades and get jobs? What really does save money when it comes to social costs? And the answer is Ignite. Inmate growth naturally and intensely through education. You've heard it. Just in the next 30 days, we had 3 more Ignite launches: New Mexico, Alabama, and Alpena, Michigan. Kalamazoo County, Sheriff Fuller, launched his 6 months ago. He's already had 2 graduations. The new sheriff of Washtenaw County, Sheriff Dyer, she's launching February 1st in Washtenaw County. We have been in business since September 8th, 2020. When this community in 2020 on the light pole of a Target parking lot, I promised to be a change agent and to find others like Senator Peters and others like Jelly Roll and Shaggy and all those that you've seen on camera, to say if we can change culture, we can create this momentum which changes and creates movements. And after that moment, the question was, what is that? And it's Ignite. It's an answer that we launched that day, and we haven't looked back. It has increased our math and reading proficiency. It has reduced violence in the significant numbers. In Harvard and Brown in Michigan, a joint study have determined that 1 month of Ignite has a social savings cost per inmate of $5,600 per year. Imagine if there's 100 less, which there is today, of people in Genesee County. If that number is related to it, that's a $560,000 savings that this county alone is savings because people aren't coming back into jail. And I remember the first time we got federal funds, it was 2 years after we were up and running, because of your colleague in the House. Representative Dan Kiltley saw a female inmate who was in her mid-30s, and she was crying because she just entered the 8th grade for math. And it was the catalyst. And I'm going to tell you, it is an honor to stand here next to the senator. There's only 100 in the country. And he chose to carve out time to see it for himself. And he's been here and he's watched it. But today we have a great announcement, and we have a great partnership yet again in our U.S. Senator, Gary Peters. Thank you, sir. Welcome to Genesee County.
Well, thank you, Sheriff. It's great to be with you as well. But this is an impressive program. I've heard a lot about what happens here, but it's one thing to hear about it. It's another thing to actually come and see it firsthand. You know, we have folks here in jail who have done something wrong, something that they certainly need to pay a price for. We get all of that, and they should pay that price. But they are going to get out again. They're going to be a returning citizen. They're going to be back out into the community after they leave here. And unfortunately, far too many in the past have ended up back here again. It's been just a revolving door. They commit a crime, go out, do it again, come back. We've got to end that cycle. Somehow you've got to sever that to make sure that folks, when they leave, after they've paid their price to society for the mistakes or the crimes that they committed, that they are able to get back up on their feet and then be productive citizens in our community. But in order to do that, it takes real innovative initiative, and that's what I saw here. Is an incredible initiative. Really, I think probably a better word is a model of education, where you have folks that you inspire to learn. There was someone here that I talked to, and I asked her what's her favorite part of this initiative, and she said, I like taking tests. Well, I tell you, when I go to a lot of schools, I don't usually hear students tell me they like taking tests. That's usually not one of their favorite. I don't know what you did, but it obviously was something that came from her heart. I met another person who has gotten a number of certificates and is really a model student, and you can see the transformation it is in their life. And that's what this program is about. I'm amazed that you have a program that really just started a few years ago, right here in Genesee County, and now over 30 sites around the country. And it sounds like the pace of organizations adopting Ignite is actually accelerating. So that number's, in the next 4 years, is going to be a whole lot bigger than the 30 if things continue to move the way it's going. And so I wanted to come here to see this. Certainly my colleague, Representative Kildee, has been a big supporter, and I supported the legislation that provided some significant resources to make sure that this initiative can get to the next level. I'm now sponsoring additional funds. I serve on the Senate Appropriations Committee, and we're looking to provide additional resources for Ignite, not just here, but around the state, in order that this initiative can move forward. The dollars and cents clearly make sense, as Sheriff Swanson mentioned. The numbers work, and I'm a data guy, a dollars and cents guy. I want to have good value for the taxpayers. This is clearly good value for the taxpayers. So if you just look at dollars and cents, that's a good thing. But you also have to look at the human element too, which is difficult to put a price on. That when you are able to transform people's lives and make them citizens going back into the community and being completely different people than they were when they came in, I don't know how you put a dollar figure on that, but it's a big one. It's real big. These are the kinds of investments that we need to make in our community. I want to thank Sheriff Swanson and his incredible team here. Everybody that I've met are highly motivated to make a difference in their community. You have a really remarkable group of people that you're blessed to work with who also share your passion, although I know the sheriff's passion is pretty contagious. He's got me. I've got the contagion now as well from his passion. And that's how you bring about change. But that's just me talking. I think you all need to hear from someone who's actually lived it and who's changed. That's why I'm so pleased to have Ms. Curry here, who's going to talk about her experience here and how her experience has literally changed her life.
Thank you. First of all, Senator Peters, I would like to thank you for being here today. You have worked throughout your career to make our community safer and to provide resources and programs for incarcerated individuals to re-enter society with additional tools, education, and confidence, allowing them to obtain jobs and regain, or in some cases build, standing in their communities. You being here today to bring awareness and attention to the Ignite program lends credibility and strength to a program that offers so much, not only to the participants, but to the Genesee County community as a whole. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ilona Curry. In 2023, I participated in a residential program that provided an internship opportunity, allowing me to earn the nationally accredited Serve Safe Manager certification while working in a commercial kitchen, preparing, cooking, baking, and serving 3 meals per day to over 600 residents. That's resume speak for you. Let me say it a different way. In 2023, I was incarcerated here at the Genesee County Jail, where I was given the chance to take online courses through the Ignite program, exploring the idea of furthering a career in hospitality and food service. I inquired about further educational opportunities, and I was given the opportunity to apply for the Into Work program. Upon acceptance, I began training with the kitchen staff and learned how to use the commercial kitchen equipment. I also spent approximately 50 hours in a classroom setting where I earned the Aramark Kitchen Basics Certificate and the nationally accredited Serve Safe certification. After my release, I sought employment from a local restaurant where my Ignite education and Into Work training and certifications stood out. I was immediately hired. I became a lead cook, and I helped the owner develop a kitchen manual, which is now used to train new kitchen employees, as well as refresh the knowledge of the seasoned employees. Recently, I was offered a position with Aramark here in the kitchen at the Genesee County Jail, where I not only supervise the inmates and the trustees in the kitchen, but I also teach the very program that I participated in, allowing a new group of inmates the opportunity to earn the nationally accredited Serve Safe Manager certification. This path may seem unremarkable to many, but I'm a Genesee County resident with a felony record. That can create obstacles and barriers in applications and in job interviews. Because of the Ignite and Into Work programs, I was looked at in a different light. Let's be real for a moment. Every single person has strayed from the right path at some point in their lives. For some, that's just a blip in their timeline. But for others, it's ingrained through generational experiences. And sometimes situations arise and we make mistakes that we later regret. Without Ignite, I could have been tossed into the category of previously incarcerated felon with no hope. And I was confident that's where I was going to be. I felt that every single day until Ignite, because Ignite gave me hope. First of all, it gave me goals to achieve every day. I had computer tasks to complete during class time 5 days a week, and into work added another layer with a course book and additional studying to be done outside of class. Ignite also gave me the confidence to learn new tricks. I turned 50 while I was in jail, but that didn't stop the Ignite program from giving me this opportunity, and it reminded me that as long as I'm willing to learn, I'm able to learn. And being a felon does not generally open up doors in the community, but being part of the Ignite program showed not only the jail staff and myself, but also the community that I'm serious about changing my path. That I can focus on the things that will better myself and my community by becoming more educated and gaining life skills, job skills, and setting career goals. Senator, I'm very passionate about the rehabilitation of the men and women who reside in this jail. I know what the Ignite program can do because it worked for me, and the statistics show that it's worked for many others. I'm proud to say that I'm now part of the solution, and I'm providing education and resources to help others find their way to a better standing in the community despite their records. And I'm honored to be able to present my story so that you can see that your efforts to secure federal funding for the Ignite program, your efforts are changing lives. Less than 10% of the residents here have been sentenced. The rest are here long-term, awaiting the progression of their cases. And your ongoing work to secure the future of the Ignite program will ensure that they and others that follow will be able to obtain the education and training needed to gain meaningful job opportunities, break generational behaviors, and start anew after completing their time here at the jail. Programs like Ignite are proven to be successful. Your work to protect federal funding so that skills training programs for incarcerated Americans across the country can continue is truly appreciated by me, by those who are incarcerated, and by the communities in which they reside. Completing the Ignite program and gaining meaningful employment reduces recidivism. Your dedication to these programs is bettering lives and communities every day. The only thing left to say, Senator Peters, is thank you.
No, thank you.
Ah, man. You do this job, you take all the crossfire for taking stands and picking parties, but man, it's all about people. For those who are out there watching, we're in a situation, a season now where there's a lot of division, there's a lot of families and friends and churches all broken up because we're fighting over this and that. That's what matters right there, is changing people's lives. And I couldn't do it without the staff here at the Sheriff's Office, anybody who's ever trusted Ignite. If you don't understand it or you don't believe in it, just remember it's not a big deal till it's your kid, till it's your parent, because there's a lot of us that have been impacted by people making bad decisions, and this jail will always be a champion of second chances. We will continue to protect, continue to serve, and to continue to unify. And Senator, I would love nothing more than you to send the people out there listening right now a powerful message of what they can expect. And I have another surprise. Our Ignite graduate, who is now an employee of Airmark, is going to give you a tour of her kitchen and the basement of this jail.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, great. Well, great. Well, thank you, Sheriff and Ms. Curry. Thank you for the word. That success, that turnaround should be an inspiration to so many people who find themselves in a similar situation. You know, I think as I look at this, bottom line, folks who are here, as I mentioned, obviously have done something wrong and need to pay a price back. But everybody deserves a second chance. That's how the system is supposed to work. You get a second chance, pull things together, and make sure you never come back. But that often requires a helping hand. It often requires people with the patience and willingness to work with someone. But when given that opportunity, at least what I saw here today, people not only accepted that opportunity, actually grabbed it and have focused on making a difference in their life. And so our goal is to make sure that folks don't return here, that we can bring crime rates down throughout the community, bring taxpayer dollars so that it isn't brought into a place like this, but is used for all the other purposes that we need to use it for. But that means helping folks turn their life around after they've made a terrible mistake. And that's what's happening here. And the fact that it's so successful here in Genesee County is clearly why you're seeing this being adopted by folks, not just across Michigan, but right now across the country. So I'm very hopeful about what we're seeing here. And that's why I think it's important for us to continue to invest. These are good investments for taxpayers. They end up saving money to taxpayers in the long run, and in the process transform lives. So Sheriff, it's great to be here, to be able to see this firsthand. Nothing beats a firsthand experience and talking to folks who are here, and to see their faces and the fact that they're down there working. And as was mentioned to me, and I think it really is very apparent to me, this is about a culture change as well. It's not just about learning something in a textbook or learning it online or doing some virtual training. All that is wonderful, but it is about changing the culture, a culture within this place, as well as the culture when folks leave here as well. So when you change culture, that is by definition transformative.
Yes.
And that is what we're seeing here, is transformational change in a meaningful way. So Sheriff,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you to you, your
Thank
incredible staff that you have, because you can't do this
Yes, sir.
alone, and you have an incredible staff that works day in and day out and shares that passion. So thank you on behalf of a thankful community for the work that you do. Thank you.
Questions?
Senator Peters, as this program expands to other areas, from your point of view, what is the need for programs like Ignite in jails across the United States?
The need is great. In fact, I'm working on legislation right now to make permanent other programs, which is a Reentry Employment Opportunity Act that is being used to make sure that folks, when they leave, have an opportunity to get that second chance and actually get a job. As Ms. Curry mentioned, if you have felony on your record, most employers are not going to look beyond that. They won't have anything to do with someone. And if that person has no other opportunities, no other chance, guess what? They end up reverting back to whatever they did in the past. And we have to break that cycle. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of passion. It takes a lot of dedication. We're seeing that in the Ignite program. This is a program that works. I think most people are always looking for something that's actually working, because this has been something we've been working on for a long time and trying to get it right. And this seems to be something that is actually getting it right. And if you have a program that's actually getting right, well, let's replicate it as much as we possibly can. So the fact that this has only been around for 4 years and already in 30 different jurisdictions, that's pretty remarkable. And I believe you're going to see that accelerate. And we have studies, as the Sheriff mentioned, from places like Harvard, University of Michigan, and others who have studied the actual numbers and have shown that this is a successful program. And success breeds more success. So I'm very hopeful of what's going to happen here.
Well, thank you very much. Major, would you get the 4-copy cover color photo for the senator reference what Harvard's study was? So we can just reference it. We're going to go on real quick, 2 more stops, and we'll take you from here, okay?
Great.
Q, we're good on time?
Folks have,
I knew that there was some press that wanted to chat with the senator.
Oh, okay.
Just to ask some questions, so
Got
since
it.
they're here.
Sure.
I know
should
that's
we do it
probably-
here or this backdrop or someplace different?
We were gonna be doing it right up against the soundboard, not that.
Not the
but
jailhouse music?
No, right here. Oh, the other one, right here. The generic
Okay,
one.
generic one. Okay, this is on,
Yeah.
our announcement today.
I believe so.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
How much, I like it up here, you guys want to talk about that?
Yes.
Yeah.